that we've added, and I'm going to talk as quick as I can to make sure we get done in our hour. But tonight's deep dive is on pain relief because I have so many people that are telling me they're in pain, and it can be a headache, and it can be something, of your back, of the spine, of the foot. There's pain all over, and we just don't need to live in that pain. When you know what we know, we can help you with the pain. But I thought it's important for us to understand pain first. So it's best to treat pain at the cause and not the symptom. And most of our pharmaceutical drugs are treating symptoms, they're masking things. That's not always good. And it can lead to some other issues down the road. But if we address that pain at the cellular level, which is what these patches are all about, this is cellular change in your own body, using your own body cells, we can change and curb that cellular level response, which is pain. And we can take damaged tissues, and damaged tissues lead to inflammation. When we have inflammation, then the other cells and tissues are getting damaged. And they say that all disease and pain in our body is really at the root cause, it's inflammation. So if you use that Aeon, you're going to get that inflammation under control. But that left untreated, that pain, that damaged tissue, it starts to create a cycle of pain, and it can be really hard to break. And a lot of people that are using the pharmaceuticals to treat those symptoms, sadly, we hear some addiction and things that pop up because we get stuck in that cycle. But we're here to tell you that you can address your physical pain and you can just focus on the health of your cells, because healthy cells are able to handle stress and injury, and they're able to reduce that pain. But it's not just reducing the pain as a facade or a masking, it's actually reducing the pain because it's getting better. Pretty cool. But you do want to take some other steps besides patches to improve your overall health. Sleep, critically important. Our body repairs when we sleep. And so one of the first questions that I'm asking somebody when I first start working with them is, tell me about what meds are you on? What's your complaints? And my next question, how do you sleep? That tells me so much. We have a lot of people who are insomniacs, or they get to sleep and they can't stay to sleep, and their body is in critical crisis and not able to detoxify and repair. And that just sends them down a spiral. So we like to work on balanced diets, regular exercise, because it just helps the body be more in balance and more in harmony with nature. But really what we want to address is the mitochondrial energy production, because that is where we can repair that pain at that origination point, which is the cellular level. So I just mentioned to you, that energy enhancer, that's another one of those working on that. And this is showing you, some pain. These people have terrible pain, bone on bone. When you see that degenerative spine there, that is not fun. Bulging discs, very painful. But the beautiful thing is with the new X39 patch, dramatic pain relief can be a real thing. And in the beginning, we might think that X39 alone is enough. And the first day or two, it might be. But the reality is usually when you got that pain, you have raging inflammation. So we really need to work on bringing down inflammation. And the best way to do that is with the Aeon patch. That Aeon patch, in clinical studies, they have shown that it can reduce the body's temperature and inflammation in as little as 5 minutes. So these two slides, and I'm sorry, I stole this off of somebody's website. It's not a crisp, beautiful picture, but I just thought it was so cool. But look at this guy's back, or girl, I don't know who this is, but the orange and the red, that's heat, hot, inflammation. That's not good. That's hurting tissues and cells. But look at this. This is 5 minutes after putting that Aeon patch on that point. Over here's the low back. And again, you can see the heat and the hot, and 5 minutes later. But why this works is it's raising a peptide in your liver that is responsible for keeping inflammation at bay. And when we're young, we have a high level of that peptide and we don't have inflammatory issues. And with age, that changes. But wearing that patch is just life-changing. Now, this is a recommendation of how you could use a combination of patches to help with knee pain. If you were, in that really critical degenerative phase, and some people know it as bone on bone, you might have heard that term before. And you can use the X39 up here, that's bringing back our master cells. the carnosine, the Aeon on the inside of the knee. So again, we're taking out the inflammation with Aeon. Carnosine is bringing blood flow into that knee. And then the glutathione is detoxifying the knees. So if you only have one knee with the problem, only patch them on one knee. But if you've got both going, you can do it that way. David also recommends that we use about 25 grams of protein and about 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. So ester C is a great one because it's absorbable by the body. And if you take that vitamin C about 3 times a day, because it doesn't stay in the body real long, you can keep that vitamin C level up. That helps your body just perform more rapidly and gives you a quicker result. But here's the reality. If you didn't have all these patches and you can't afford all these patches, if you were to just use even X39 and Aeon on that knee is going to get better. But we're just showing you optimally here, how can we accelerate that? So our recommendations, no matter where your pain is or what you're dealing with, the X39, because it's raising that GHK copper peptide, it's working at the master cell level to bring them back because those cells are still there. They just burn out like burned out light bulbs. The light that we're putting in the body with these patches is bringing back them. It also helps with low-level inflammation with the X39. But we really see a huge improvement when we add that Aeon, which I already went through. It does another thing for people. It's not just about inflammation and pain management. It works on your autonomic nervous system so that if you're somebody who's always stressed, anxiety, you just can't calm, it's a really good one for that because it helps your body get into rest and digest mode. And that's really important. You don't want to live in flight or flight for long because it can end up taking a toll on your body. And the other one that we love to help your body regenerate and give joint lubrication is that Alavida, that trophy wife patch. I did not realize how much our body really depends on collagen, and hyaluronic acid is another part of that. And just life-changing because when you bring back your collagen, you're bringing back lubrication in your body. Think of it as the little oil can that goes around to the joints and gives them that nice moistness. But it also is supporting ligament and tendon health. It does some amazing other things too, brain health, hormone balancing, telomeres. Those things, of course, are not pain related, but just know that Alavida is the second strongest patch that David has created yet, besides the X39. It's fabulous, and Dr. Harmon's written a second book on that particular peptide. So Ice Wave, that's the one Holly was saying, boy, she can't go without it. That is a game changer. If you have somebody who lives in chronic pain and they're, on the scale of 7, 8, 9 pain, it's a 2-patch system, and you use the tan and you use the white. And this here is showing you some diagrams. And we have a website that we're still playing around with. It's nowhere near complete, but it's Harmony Health for the number 4U. And what we're trying to do is just help you learn some of these things that have taken us 2 years to figure out. Trying to accelerate your learning curve and make it easier for you. You can take a picture of that QR code. It'll take you to that website too, if you'd like. But that Ice Wave is just a game changer. And you can rotate that around until you find the sweet spot. And in about a minute and a half, no more than 2 minutes, if you've got the right spot, you should know it because that pain will just diminish dramatically. But I have to tell you, you have to be well hydrated for this to work. It works on the bioelectrical connections in our body. So drink 16 ounces of water right before you put them on. But if you go to the website, you can click this Ice Wave package here. You see that blue arrow? That's a video. I'll walk you through it. There's video if you got migraine, all over body pain, back pain, a clock method. If you're really, really in extreme distress, I learned from Dr. Patty about this Circle the Dragon, but you can go to that website and it'll give you more insight. So there's another option with pain, and a lot of it depends on what is the source of your pain. Were you just in a car accident? It might not be a result of toxin buildup. But if you are somebody who lives like Holly with arthritis throughout the body, arthritis is really toxins that go and hang out on the nerves and in the joints, and they go to a weak point. And if we don't open up the pathways in the body to get those toxins out, unfortunately, the pain resides and stays. And it's going to be really hard for just X39 and Aeon to do the job long term. So we might need to add another big gun. And this is a big one. And you need to start slow and gradual on this. It's called glutathione. And absolutely fabulous. So I hope that little deep dive might help you understand better how these patches can help you. And real quickly here, because we're down to a last couple minutes, just to give you an idea, if it were an individual person wanting to get started at wholesale, it'd be $299.95. We can get you 3 points, as we call them. That could be 3X39, or we do a combination. I love to get people about 5 packs is a nice thing. We could get you 1X39 and a few others. We customize your kit based on what you have going. A husband and wife or a family, this gold kit for $500. And again, these are one-time purchases. You're going to get a lot of packages here, and this lasts you a while. If you are a large family or you have a lot of people you love and you want to get your people healthy, younger, out of pain, you might want to do the diamond kit. It's fantastic. Or you might want to retail, if you're a massage therapist or a doctor or something, that's a great way to do it. And then you want to keep your repair cells activating with a monthly subscription of at least the X39. And that's $99.95. And the company, you can set it up. You do a set it and forget it, and every month they'll send it to you. So if you want to know, what do I do next? How do I get these? We want to get your questions answered. And at the conclusion of this, we're going to go into a little Q&A session and a consult if you need some help. But you want to get back with the person who invited you here tonight. Let them help you. But our strong recommendation, like I say, is X39 and Aeon. Give them at least 90 days. It takes 90 days to make a new cell. And if you got a new gym membership, I don't think anybody's expecting in 1 month to have 6-pack abs and, look like, some bodybuilder. It takes time, right? Not anything different with these patches. Give them some time, but just, enjoy your best life and let your body find the balance. And we always love to invite somebody to help them learn. And speaking of learning, we've got some excellent tools. So tonight, here we are. We're not normally here on Thursday, but there are patching podcasts and people share their stories multiple times each week, and they're wonderful. And Dr. Tracey on Tuesday nights at 5 o'clock Pacific time. I love her. She has so many different natural health and MD doctors, all different people, different practitioners on there she interviews. And then Marcy always does a fantastic virtual patching party on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific time. We love that one, and we tell you go there because she gives free stuff away. So go get some free patches. But every Tuesday night, Cammie and I and Joy now back in the fold, we do our patching party, and we invite you to invite a friend, learn some more. But the word has gotten out. This truly is a gift. It is a gift that should not be kept a secret, and it's very sad in our country because of our FDA regulations. This company really can't advertise for what these do. So they do reward us if we are to share this. You can get a thank you check to help get your patches paid, or boost your bank account, or retire early, go on a great vacation, whatever your kids might need. This is the fastest growing direct marketing company in America for the second year in a row. And this company is absolutely exploding because the products work, and people aren't getting the relief any other way. And so they're looking, and they're hoping for something. So it's up to us to help share the word, and it's too great to not share. But I love this, and we stole this from Dr. Harmon. I figured out what I want to be when I get older. I want to be younger. Who doesn't? And life's too short to not live your best life. So with that, I think we will go ahead and open it up, and I will go ahead and stop the recording.